If you are looking for a nice, dusty, earthy, old world spicy red, you've come to the right place, and it's only $15. How's this guy gonna fare? Hey Vivants! I've decided I'm gonna start calling you Vivants because I'm a SOMMVIVANT, and if you are still with me watching these videos and enjoying wine and food, and I think you are, you're a Vivant too. So bon vivant is someone that is an enjoyer of life and food and culture and wine, someone who really just embraces all of those things, and I feel like if you're watching this channel, you are too. So from here on out, you're all Vivants. Comment below with which kind of Vivant you are. So this is $15 Friday. If you guys are just joining me, this is the day where I pick out a bottle that's in or around that $15 price point. And I've talked about it before as a sort of throwback to the time that I wasn't spending a lot more money on wine. So right now I typically spend anywhere between $30 and $100 on a bottle of wine, but back before I was a sommelier and as I was training, I was still really scared to spend more than $15. It seemed a little bit foreign to me, and considering my parents didn't really drink a ton of wine as we were growing up, I didn't have it around the house, so I didn't really know what to do. I'd walk into a wine store and I'd look around and I'm like, oh my God, how do people spend more than $15 on a bottle of wine? Eventually, you might get there, but for now, if you're still feeling like you need that stepping stone, these are awesome wines in that $15-ish category to get you started. And I'm trying to explore the world of wine, give you different examples from all different places that are very easy to find on wine.com. So we are moving to the region of Italy today. I love Italian wines. They are incredibly diverse. They offer a lot of character, a lot of personality, a lot of dimension, and they can differ depending on where they're coming from. So today we're actually going to be working with a wine from Sicily, from the town of Etna. And Etna is this little town in Sicily, and it's got an active volcano. So there's incredibly rough, tough terroir, all made from volcanic soil. So that makes for a very interesting grape. And there's one predominant grape there, a Nerello Mascalese. That's what we're dealing with today. There's also a second one called Nerello Cappuccio. But today we're dealing with just 100% Etna Rosso. This is Muro, and this is available on wine.com for $15.99. And this is gonna be a little bit different than some of the fruitier wines that we've done before. This is gonna have a lot of fruit, a lot of spice, and a little bit of acid. So if you're somebody that likes those old world wines that the fruit isn't incredibly pronounced, it's a little bit more on the back burner, there's a lot more earth and terroir going on, I think you're really gonna be into this wine. So let's get it open. Okay, so just let's break down this label a little bit, because I know, especially with European wines, the labels can get a little bit tricky. So you've got the producer, which is Murgo, M-U-R-G-O, and then you've got the region that it's coming from, which is Etna, a town in Sicily, in Italy. So you've got Italy, Sicily, Etna underneath of that. And Etna is this little town, like I told you, it sits at the base of a volcano, so it's got all volcanic soils. On the label here, you'll see Etna Rosso, that means red wine of Etna. And the primary grape in that region is Nerello Mascalese. You'll see all of that sort of on the label, but with European wines, especially French and Italian wines, it's all about the region and knowing which grapes are going to be predominant in that particular region. So in Burgundy, it's Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. In Etna Rosso, it's gonna be Nerello Mascalese. In Tuscany, you've got the Sangiovese grape. So it's really about partnering those grapes with those regions and understanding that if you see a region on the label, the likelihood of a certain grape being in that bottle is very high. So that sort of breaks it down for you. And I think we should probably do a little bit more of a longer video at some point that talks about those different regions. And a few of you have asked me already for a breakdown of regions and grapes, and I will 100% get to that. That just takes a little bit more time and a little bit more, not research, but I've got to figure out a good way to communicate that information to you that doesn't seem too boring and too pedantic. Anyway, okay, so let's get into this wine. It's only $15.99 on wine.com. If you are somebody that loves old world light-bodied reds like red Burgundy, this is gonna be something more for you. If you don't like Oregon Pinot Noir, if you don't like red Burgundy, if you don't like light-bodied, high-acid, very savory wines, you can just flip to the next one. Maybe I'll even put one above, that might be more for you. But this is really gonna be for my old world lovers that love that acid, that savory character, that spiciness in the wine, and that's what this is right here. So you really get a lot of that volcanic soil on the nose here. And on the nose, you're getting a lot of this like really smoky, peppery, leather, tar, tobacco, even like a little bit of a tomato element. You're not getting a ton of rich ripe fruit like you would in like a California Pinot, which is very rosy and soft and cherry and plum and all things red fruit. Here, it's all about those savory, salty, more of those old world characteristics, those earthy characteristics. It smells really delicious. You're getting a lot of quality in this bottle. And that's kind of what I love about Italian wine is there's a lot of really great quality in this price range. So I hope you guys, if you do seek this out, you let me know what you think of this one because I think it's pretty delicious. On the palate, very peppery, very spicy, very smoky. Really would be delicious with some food. I don't think this is a great wine to sit around and watch some TV with. It really would love like a little charcuterie, a little pork, a little chicken. Even if you were making like a pasta dish that night with a little bit of red sauce or something with like a guanciale or something that had like a little bit more of an intensity, this wine would be excellent with that. But you definitely want something that's gonna have a little bit more richness to go with this. Not a steak because it doesn't quite have the structure and the tannin and that intensity to support it, but it is really a focused, beautiful, acid-driven wine. It's so yummy. It's so savory. It almost reminds me of like a really delicious pasta sauce. It's very tomatoey, it's very sage, it feels very Italian, it's very oregano. It feels very kind of like grandma's like taking all of her spices and taking her tomatoes and just like throwing them into a pot. There's like a little bit of a sweetness to it, but it's definitely dominated by those like smoky, forest floor, earthy, savory components. And that's really why I love Italian wine, is because it really focuses on more of the savory components than it does the fruit components. And if you are someone that doesn't like a fruit-driven wine, if you like something lighter, more acid-driven, and more old world, this is an awesome, awesome find for $15.99. I'm really impressed with this wine. So that is gonna be your $15 Friday. And while we're on the subject of wine, which we kind of always are, I actually wanted to talk about this thing called REPOUR Wine Saver, and I've not tried it yet, but I wanted to start experimenting with it, and I think this is a good wine to start with because it's got good structure and good acid. So the deal with this is, it's this little stopper. I'm not paying me for this. I'm told that inside of here is actually the same technology that is in like beef jerky packages. So it allegedly absorbs all of the oxygen, not only on top of the bottle, but like in the actual wine as well. So it stops oxidation completely, which is what prevents a wine from going bad. So it's got this little seal at the bottom. I'm gonna take the seal off, and once you do that, I heard like a little vacuum lift on here. You put it in the wine, and it's allegedly going to preserve this wine for up to 4 weeks. So I will see you in a month with this bottle and let you know how it's doing. I'm very curious because it's actually very inexpensive. I think these are each like $2 or something a piece. They sell them in singles and 4-packs and bigger packs, I'm sure, but somebody gave me this and I was like, well, that's interesting. I drink a lot of wine and I can't drink more than a glass at a time. So why don't we do a little experiment? So let's see how this goes, see how this little $15 Friday wine does after a few weeks. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll probably keep this in the refrigerator if I have space, although Thanksgiving's coming up, so maybe not. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. Once you pull this out, this is no good anymore, so it is like only a single-use thing. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm always curious to see how these things work, and I've never seen it before, so keep you posted. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please be sure to like this video and hit subscribe if you're enjoying what I'm doing so far. Also, I would love to see you guys on Instagram. I'm at SOMMVIVANT. I love having conversations with people on Instagram. I love posting all my stories and more of my adventures throughout the day. I'm constantly posting on there. Obviously, it's a little less time intensive than uploading a YouTube video. So if you want to stay a little bit more current with, so I can talk with you and you can give me more of that like real-time feedback, I would love to see you on Instagram and on my Facebook page as well. So let's get the conversation started, guys. I hope to see you in all of my social platforms. If you are thinking about what kind of vivant you are, please comment below. I would love to hear if you are like a yoga vivant or a chef vivant, or if you just want to be plain old bon vivant, that's fine too. But I would love to hear what you guys are thinking. So thank you all so much for watching. It was lovely to see you again, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. Catch you all on the next one. Bye.